Hi folks, Ross here with my review of Dying Light 2. Now before I jump in with my thoughts, here is a brief trailer showing the events from Dying Light 1 and how we got to where we are in the world in Dying Light 2.
Civilization is a vulnerable thing, a whim of circumstance. At any time, the smallest flap of a butterfly's wings may set catastrophe in motion. Haran, an entire city wiped from the map. Those left behind there did not stand a chance. The world's greatest minds came together and found a vaccine against the Haran virus. Finally, mankind had prevailed against the disease. But people always want more. Despite a promise to shutter its labs, the GRE continued its research in secrecy for military purposes. It didn't take long for a variant of THV to escape into the world once more. The fall happened more rapidly than anyone could have predicted. The few who survived now live in small enclaves, the only means of contact between distant human settlements are lone individuals, brave or desperate enough to travel on their own across dangerous wastelands. They are known as pilgrims. Somewhere on the map, one city is still standing. A city isolated from the outside world. A city with special rules. Now, it's the last bastion of humanity. A chance for us to learn from history. And for once, make the right choices. Because every choice you make here shapes the future. Irreversibly.
Back in 2015, the original Dying Light game went some way towards proving that the concept of an intelligent zombie game wasn't a tautology. With its open world and eye-catching gameplay systems, like a parkour engine and day and night cycle that saw zombies achieve full fearsomeness after dark, it felt like a thoroughly modern game and generated a huge and enthusiastic following. Well now, Polish developer Techland has given us the sequel, Dying Light 2 Stay Human. There are plenty of aspects of Dying Light 2 which will be familiar to those that have played the original game, between the parkour style movement, melee based combat, emphasis on crafting, and the day-night cycle which will see the zombies move from inside of buildings out onto the streets. This time round, Techland has added an extra level of complexity to the mix with what it calls choice and consequences. Those it maintains not only allow players to alter the storylines of the experience, but also the world that you live in. Unlike the first game, however, conventional guns won't feature at all. That's not to say that there's no ranged combat though, because in keeping with modern medieval theme, there are bows and crossbows. People worried about not having your conventional guns in it need not worry, as the melee engine that has been put in place in Dying Light 2 is spectacular. Any one of the sharp crafty weapons that you can make, whether it be a cleaver improvised from an old road sign or a machete, you have fine control over your aim and timing, so you can target specific parts of the anatomy with the zombies coming towards you, and also use that as your ability to block or deflect if it's a human enemy that you might be fighting. And when you manage to do catch everything right, manage to take sort of the zombie's head off with one single clean slash, it does add a sort of deep sense of satisfaction to the game. If, however, running headfirst into a horde of zombies isn't your thing, as in the first game, you can largely avoid zombie interactions by sticking to the rooftops, where you will be able to gather some crucial resources which will be the difference between life and death. Speaking of survivability, the game has 2 skill trees, one for the parkour element of the game and one for combat, bringing a raft of new moves and perks. At the conclusion of most of the quests and side quests, Aiden finds chests containing so-called inhibitors that can be used to improve stats like health and stamina. Lockpicking again features prominently, and as weapons degrade swiftly, you do have the ability to find new blueprints and find plenty of materials to craft more and deadly lethal weapons as the game progresses. Overall, Dying Light 2 Stay Human has an even more beautiful open world feel than its predecessor. You could really see yourself spending hours searching for specific resources, taking out random zombies, and generally getting to know the map. When you tire of all of that, if you ever do get tired of it, there's a storyline that is clearly made up of a vast web, plus the tantalising prospect of your choices influence the story and your surroundings. It's not an on-the-rails game, which gives it distinction in a field of so many linear and gun-based open-world titles. It certainly gives the impression that Techland has become a big league developer in the full flush of great confidence. If the entirety of Dying Light 2 lives up to what I've experienced so far, then it should establish a new benchmark for ambitious, intelligent, and maze-like zombie games. Anyway folks, I hope you've enjoyed my review of Dying Light 2 Stay Human. If you want to read more amazing reviews from our team here, head over to www.xboxtavern.com and also double check our YouTube channel for other amazing videos made by the team for other reviews that we've had out recently. Anyway guys, I've been Ross, thank you very much for watching the video today, and I look to hear from you in the future. See you later guys, bye.